Holy chat. What's going on, everybody? We gotta turn this volume down a little bit. What is going on? Let's unmute some Discords because we're not here alone. What's going on, Speedy? What's going on, Phantom? Hola, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, we stopped talking about him before he unmuted,
Oh.
I think.
Whew.
Howdy.
Good timing. Damn. Man, you guys are good. Somebody must have been listening to the stream.
Totally
You just woke
was.
up? You just woke up? Dude, isn't it like noon there? Speedy just said that he just woke up.
Oh my.
I think it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon there. It sure is.
God.
Wow.
Hey,
What's
man,
going on?
Naps get real, man.
Right. I'm gonna have to catch the next one. No worries, man. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're gonna jump into this. For anybody who doesn't know, this is our wonderful D&D crew. We'll go through some introductions when we introduce the characters too. But we have Phantom, Rhapsody of Aki. It's Aki or Aki?
Aki.
Okay, I've always wondered that and I never actually asked. Okay, Aki. Tyler Rift, Warrior Master, and myself. And we do have Rookie also, but Rookie isn't able to make it. He's in chat though, but he isn't able to make it on here. All right. Oh, you're in lockdown. Oh, damn. That sucks. All right, so there will be no camera tonight. All that wonderfulness. You guys don't get to see this beautiful face that you're so used to seeing all the time. We are going to jump into our game. As I've been saying all week and well, these past 2 weeks, this is my first time DMing, so cut me some slack. A little bit of slack, just a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys won't. You guys are mean. He's lying. He just doesn't have any friends. So we'll be doing any kind of communication or anything through or chat through the actual chat. We won't be speaking out or anything like that. I'll probably be ignoring chat a good amount of time unless there is some kind of a lull in there, just so I don't get distracted, because I want to make sure that I kind of keep on top of everything happening. So
You guys, just FYI, I have the hiccup.
Oh no.
So make fun of you. Got it.
Yeah, sure.
leave it up to Phantom. All right. Do you guys have any questions before we start? It's gonna crack me up the entire time. I don't know if you guys hear, but I can just hear her hiccuping in the back. It's amazing.
Sure.
I love it.
I totally remade my character, by the way.
You totally remade your character.
Everything's more or less okay, though, on your end.
More or less okay. Okay. Same
Yeah.
basic stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry about it.
Famous last words right there of a DM. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I just slipped in this this item that's hidden in his backpack.
Yeah.
That's like
A +3 shield, you know?
Yeah,
instant, instant
sure-
obliterate everything that opposes me, like switch.
Right.
Phantom, make sure you wear that and you get in trouble for using it, like he did as Twizzler.
Oh, you mean for the shield? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I dropped
Luckily,
that shit.
I'm proficient in it. Don't worry.
That's true. I dropped that shit afterwards. Fuck that. I want to just like stick it in the damn thing in the ground and just hide behind it and open up doors. And then I finally said, "Fuck it." All right,
Yes,
guys.
you got
It
rid
was
of
a good idea. Good
that would've
idea.
been your awesome basket gondola to go across like chasms on a rope.
Oh, you better believe I'll be using Rookie's shield. I will 100% be using his shield and him as my horse.
Is it gonna smell too much like a human for him to be able to stand it?
I can, yes, but I mean, they make nose plugs for a reason.
That or you can, sniff some of what's his face's spices.
That's true. That'll make me feel real good.
Rose spices.
He says they're spices, and I use air quotes with this. And
They're
yeah, he is a
medicinal
pothead.
Spices.
All right. We good to go? You guys ready to start? No questions or anything? Nothing you want to yell at me over?
I'm
Uh,
ready.
I mean,
not yet.
I have a list of notes, but
Oh God. I'm actually kind of
I
scared
took
now.
sharpshooter.
You're a sharpshooter now?
I took that feat. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I need more. I feel like I need more light on. Hold on. Ugh. Oh, there we go. I know I'm going to forget to turn that thing around later. That's okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So we start our adventure off in the southwest district of Neverwinter. So for anybody who doesn't know the history of Neverwinter, they went through basically a big destruction of the city. There's a giant chasm in the middle of the city. It's in the process of being rebuilt. There is a great new leader who is in the process of trying to really unify the entire city. So we start off in the southwest district of the city. It's a major hive of activity where people from all creeds, all creations, bustle throughout the flooded markets and create kind of a very busy atmosphere here. You can find several inns, suppliers, stores, basically anything you're looking for. This is your hub. So as we adventure out and we go out, when you guys come back to this general area, this would definitely be the area that you want to hit, the southwest region. So we start our adventure in a place called, it's an inn. It's a place called the Goated Goblin. It sits nestled at the edge of one particularly busy square. Its shiny new facade beams in the morning sun. Within is a rather quiet party yourselves. I know you guys are coming in from different areas. Few of you know each other. At this point, you're kind of sitting a little bit separate. You guys, for instance, Warrior, Anya, and what was it? Anya and Maxwell, thank you. Anya and Maxwell, you guys know each other. Terwin and what was yours, Phantom?
What?
Oh, you're Terwin, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm tier 1.
What was Rookie's character? Let me see. Somehow I don't have this up.
Para.
Peralth, yeah, there we go. Thank you. You guys know each other. So you're kind of just sitting down, you're enjoying your time in this inn, kind of waiting for somebody to come in. You've heard some bustlings about how there's going to be a quest, a job that you can take part in. There's been a lot of talk about it recently, but you don't know any details yet. So eventually a man in very bright, gestury kind of clothes comes bursting through the door. He walks straight to the center of the room and demands that everybody starts to listen. He says, "Patrons, excuse this disturbance. Any folks who I've discussed a job with, or anyone else who is interested in work, please follow me." Most don't bother to stand up, but a few people, again, you guys don't know anybody in this group yet, but a few people kind of get up, they start to walk towards the center, including yourself. And you just kind of stare and you listen to this man talk. So he describes himself as Frith Jug. He is a merchant from the area. He describes a small little town about 30 miles southeast of Neverwinter. Let's do this. Here we go. He describes a town about 30 miles south of Neverwinter, which has kind of been struggling a little bit lately. He says the township has seen a number of locals go missing without a trace recently. My brother runs the mill in this area, and I'm very worried about that he's in danger. With the Neverwinter guards so busy with the influx here, I have no choice but to hire from everywhere else. Now, he decides that he wants to hire this group of people that come in. He's willing to give you 30 gold pieces up front, but he does warn you that he has very, very important friends who can kind of take care of a situation, let's put it, if you decide not to return with any, after pursuing this quest, with any info or anything like that. So do you guys want to take the quest? Do you want to, basically from here, what do you do?
Frith, right?
Fred,
That was the guy's
Fred. Yep.
Is this 30 gold each, or is it
30 gold each. Yep.
What do you guys think?
I
Look over to my my friend Anya. It sounds like they need help.
Yeah, it sounds like a good deal to me too.
I'm down if you are. I'm always
Yeah, I
down to
think we
help.
should take
So
it.
Yeah, my brother's out there reading a book right now, so we should probably just let him be. Let's go for it.
agree.
Okay.
By the way, Orange, I love
Yeah.
how my name is Phantom up there, and not my
Oh, I
character's
never
name.
changed. Hold on.
I love it.
I never changed it. Well,
It's my new nickname.
I didn't know your name at first. Let me change that. Thank you. There. Better.
Do you think we should purchase anything before we head out on this trip?
I'm definitely thinking we should hit the marketplace. I'm gonna need a new walking stick.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We should probably gear up.
Do you guys want to do anything before you leave the inn? Now, keep in mind it's early morning, so you've probably just gotten your rest. There's not really. You've had your coffee, your ale, whatever it is that you want to have for your morning.
Well, if we've already eaten breakfast, I do need to know that gentleman's brother's name and where we can find him
Yeah.
in said town.
Sure.
Also, what's the name of the town?
It's called Fabeth.
Fabeth. All right, I need to get some notes started here. I'm guessing on the spelling, so.
Faebyth.
Oh, so close.
Did
Same.
you do Bith?
Fey.
Oh,
Okay, spell it out again. Faeb.
Y. Byth.
Byth. Yeah, I was
Yep.
off by like 2 letters.
So head to the town, find this guy's brother. Okay.
Yep.
And what was the gentleman that hired us? His name again?
His name is Frith.
Frith.
Frith. Jug. Jug.
Give him an extra G.
Can you guys hear my keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Can-
I'll fix
Can you
that.
guys hear mine?
No.
Okay. And when we find his brother, are we to escort him back here, or just check in to make sure that he's safe?
Check in to make sure that he's safe. If you can convince him to come back or back to the town if he's not there, then that would work. Basically,
Okay,
he just wants information on his brother to find out where he is, what he's doing, since he turned up missing.
Okay, make sure he's safe and try to convince him to come back to Neverwinter. But if
Correct.
he won't come, we're just to bring news of his well-being.
Yep, just bring news of, where you find him. If he's dead, let him know. If he's not dead, let him know what you found.
Okay, and what's his brother's name?
I am looking that up, and I don't think I have that.
It's Froth, right?
Froth? Yeah, we'll call him Froth for now. Froth
Fits the
Jug.
theme.
Frothy Jug.
Fits the theme.
Yeah, perfect.
Deep in the cups.
And he works in the lumber yard or something?
Yep.
Works in or owns?
He works in. All right. Any other questions?
I heard correctly, 30 gold each.
30 gold each. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So as Frith finishes up talking, you guys kind of all talk amongst yourselves to decide whether or not you want to go. Obviously, you've all decided that you want to follow him. Obviously, this is a really big pot to be able to jump into. For 30 gold right off the bat, why not, right?
Mhm.
So he jumps off of the little kind of soapbox that he's on right now. He starts to exit the building, and you all follow right behind him. And as he's exiting, he ends up bumping into an armored captain that is just standing there right outside. And the captain looks at him and he says, Frith looks at the captain, kind of staring up at him, and says, "Apologies, Captain." The captain is tall, broad, kind of a big warrior type, kind of the type of guy that you don't want to mess with. He's wearing a well-polished steel. He has a shield slung on his back, with a really beautiful painting and everything on it. He has a massive club that just sits hanging off of his waist. He looks back at Frith and says, "Frith, you old thief, I bet you're enjoying these times. How much are you overcharging these poor wretches?" Frith looks up at him and says, "They aren't buying from me. I've hired them because your men are too busy, apparently too busy to help other people around here." Luther, the captain, looks at him and goes, kind of, you sense that kind of disheartened feel of, Luther just wanting to help, knowing exactly what he's talking about. But you kind of get the idea that things have been very different around here. Like things have kind of shifted in a way that Luther doesn't necessarily like. If only I had men and the time, Frith, you know that. Luther turns back to him and kind of has that disappointment. Kind of the disappointment in his eyes, and he turns around and just walks off. Frith turns to the party and says, "Luther is one of the most reliable and honest of guards. If you do ever run into trouble or require the assistance of Neverwinter guards, he's the one to go to. Good luck in Fabeth, adventurers. I wait your return." With that,
so he said 30 GP up front. What was the rest? Like, once we get back?
there's nothing else when you return, but he has 30 gold pieces up front, assuming that you're going to return with information, either with his brother or with information. But he does make sure to tell you that if you don't return, he does have friends. We'll just put it that way.
I know people, and we will find you. Yes.
Yes, and it will not be pretty.
It never is. There's always a catch.
Right.
Okay. Well, the captain's the guard captain's name was
Luther.
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 Luther,
Just,
yep.
okay, I for a second thought it was a little bit more than that, but okay.
Do you want a last name too, or just Luther's fine?
Sure. What's the last name?
It is Luther Starag, Starag. All right, so now that Frith has kind of walked off, it kind of leaves you adventurers to your own demise to kind of decide where you want to go.
All right, so you guys said you had some shopping to do. Yes?
Yep.
So perhaps we should.
It's not a bad idea to pick up a few necessities before heading out. He said it was like what, 30 miles.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a walk.
At least pick up some supplies.
What did I do? Here we go. Oh, that's because, there we go. Speedy, you'll get voices, don't worry, eventually. All right, so where to first?
I need to buy a shield real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get a new walking stick. So, yeah, I think I'll just keep to something simple like that for now.
Okay. So let's head over to the blacksmith first. It's a place called the Heroic Armory. Okay.
Add 30 gold.
So as you're walking towards the blacksmith, you hear some really loud tinging sound. Clearly somebody's working. Kind of a dark area in the town. You can tell that there's been a resurgence happening in the area. But obviously this is kind of more of that, what you would think of as like the industrial type of space. Not very colorful, you know, like a tailor or something like that. Very dark, and they kind of condense everything all into that one area. All the blacksmiths kind of sit in that one little region.
Now, resurgence of what, like, of population coming back, or?
Yep, population coming back. There was a history of the leader no longer being around. The previous leader no longer being around. Somebody who was in the a gentleman by the name of Neverwinter. He is kind of this new Neverwinter leader that has kind of given this entire area resurgence. Here, pull up the map for you. So if you're looking at on screen right now, you'll see kind of this chasm, this river that runs directly through the city. And because of I believe it was a war that happened there, it's kind of torn the two areas apart. And that created a lot of destruction in Neverwinter. So Neverember has really come in. He's really helped kind of rebuild this entire region.
All right. Jeez, I thought life could get tough back home.
Right? So as you walk up to the blacksmith, it's did everybody go, or is it
Uh,
just Terwin?
I
Well,
stayed at the inn.
Okay.
we should all meet back up probably at the inn. It's probably the best place to meet
mhm.
back up
Okay.
before heading out. Unless everybody just knows where the gates are to head out and get moving from there.
Let's meet back up at the end, I guess.
Mhm.
So as you walk up to the blacksmith, a gentleman, a dragonborn of dragonborn race, he introduces himself as Turnak. And he says, "How can I help you?"
Why, hello there. I'm interested in purchasing a shield from one of your fine wares.
Sure, we have this one right here. It's a beautiful round shield. It has these spikes that will kind of double as a little bit of a weapon. We can do any kind of custom emblem or anything on there that you would like as well.
Just kind of looking for a plain Jane kind of thing.
Okay.
Something functional.
Okay. Well, we have this shield over here. This one will run you about 12 GP, right around there, right about 12 gold pieces, and it will basically serve your purpose. It'll give you what you need. It'll give you the protection that you need.
Sounds like a plan. I'll take that. And I hand him the gold.
Okay. He turns around, grabs the shield, hands it to you, and says, "Please enjoy."
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, sir.
You as well. Have a good one, man. I also do need to pick up a bedroll eventually, but someone else can go. Or you can just say I got one for however much they cost.
He does not have a bedroll. You would have to go to the adventurer's supplies to get that.
Makes sense.
He has one, but it's not for sale. It's his.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'll head over that way.
Okay.
I guess.
So it's probably about 2 blocks, what they would consider about 2 blocks down the road. So you kind of walk down that way. You see a giant sign outside that says Strawman Son, and it says just underneath it says Adventurer's Supplies.
Does the Strawmanson make sense to me? And also, are all my friends here now?
So I know Anya is at the inn at the moment.
I need to get some components, spell components. So
Okay.
wherever I can get 10 gold worth of incense and herbs and such.
Okay. And then
He was pretty
Maxwell?
excited about that new book she found. So
And then Maxwell, where are you with him?
yeah, I'll stick with everybody who's going shopping just because it's just easier that way. I'm just looking for a new quarterstaff to use as a walking stick. So
Okay. So yeah, so it's only you, yourself, and Maxwell currently.
all right. So this adventure supplies, what all are they selling in here?
They actually have a really good selection. You can buy chests in here. You can buy ammunition, arrows, bullets if you're so inclined. They have armor. They've got basically everything you could possibly need outside of real like heavy duty armor and weapons and those sorts of things. They're not necessarily a general store. There is a general store in the area just next door. But the adventure supplies are really anything that you would need kind of on your normal travels.
Let's see.
Can you think of anything else we'll need?
Well, I wouldn't mind picking up a extra water skin. Never hurts to have a spare. I'll look into getting 2 of those because I'm sure Anya would want one.
Sounds like a plan.
Max will just kind of lightly peruse around in the armor a little bit and just kind of remark to himself about how anybody can stand wearing such bulky, restrictive things. He just kind of shrugs and continues moving.
As you say that, you see a man behind the counter just kind of start laughing. He looks at you and says, "I understand. Weaklings like you guys don't understand."
Yep. Well, hey, you gotta live your life the way you live your life, man.
How much for this bedroll, my man?
Kind of peeks over a little bit to see exactly what you're looking at, and he flips the thing over, kind of glances down at the tag and goes, "Well, it says right here 1 GP."
You have a used section for these?
We don't. We only carry new.
Damn. No, I'm just kidding, man. Yeah, I'll take this.
All right. He goes ahead and grabs it, walks back behind the counter. Is there anything else you're looking for?
2 water skins.
Those are back in the back corner.
Over there. Thank you.
Yep, right over there. They're gonna run you about 2 silver pieces a piece.
Not a problem. What a good solid quarterstaff. Gonna be taking a long hike here pretty soon. I'd like a solid walking stick.
Well, yeah, sure. Those are back in the other corner. If you go back to the other corner, there's kind of a little room with some walking sticks and those things. Those are going to be about 2 silver pieces a piece also.
Fair.
Do you have anything really cool? Like that you're excited to show off?
Besides me? No, we just have a bunch of stuff. We do have ladders. If you're looking for jugs, if you're looking for more than just a water skin, we have jugs here that you guys can take a look at.
Well, we are looking for a jug, but I'm not sure you have the one we're looking for.
That was a good one.
Thanks, man.
And if alcohol tickles your fancy, we do have flasks.
Are they pre-filled or?
I can make them pre-filled. It would cost you a
kind of
little
hooch you
extra, but I can make them pre-filled.
What time of year is it?
It's summertime, kind of summer fall.
Like cold nights kind of thing?
Yeah, I'd say probably cold, but not cold enough where you have to really bundle up.
All right, yeah. I'll take a flask with like whiskey if you got it.
Sure. That'll be let's see. You guys looking for top shelf or are you looking for just whatever?
Whatever you got, man.
He takes the flask. He kind of goes underneath his counter. You hear him start to pour. He lifts it back up, puts the cap back on, slams it on the counter, and says, "That'll be 5 silver pieces."
I'm gonna smell it first. Does it make me want to puke?
Nope.
All right,
Nope.
yeah, I'll pay him.
It's whiskey. It's definitely whiskey. He kind of laughs and he looks at you and goes, "Ah, a man that knows his liquor."
It's all going to the same place, right?
In the end, it's all going to the same place. Is there anything else you're looking for?
After I picked out a solid quarterstaff and 2 water skins, I'll come back up with a like an all-weather cloak as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be purchasing these.
All right. All right, so let's see. We had a flask for 2 silver pieces. We had
It was 5. With the
sorry,
whiskey.
5. Yep, 5. So flask for 5 silver pieces. We have a quarterstaff. You guys paying together or separate?
So I'm paying separate.
All right. We've got a bedroll.
Purchasing much more than him. I would hate to bother him with my expenses. So
All right, so let's see. You've got a bedroll and you've got a flask. You got anything else there?
Nope, that's it.
All right. That'll be 1 gold, 5 silver.
You got change, right?
I do.
All right, here you go.
He takes the money, kind of goes back under where he filled the alcohol at. Comes back up, hands you your change.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Take it easy. He looks over at Maxwell. What can I do you for?
yeah, I'd like to purchase this quarterstaff, 2 water skins, and a all-weather cloak here.
All right.
I'm saying all-weather, but it's just a cloak.
Yeah.
I don't think they have just a cloak in the any of the books. So you just whatever you think is a fair price is fine.
Yep. So we're looking right now for your total. We're looking at 1 gold and 4 silver. That work for you?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
I will. I'll pay the man.
All right. Takes the money and gives
1
you
gold and
a little
4
nod
silver.
and sends you on your way.
Now, you did say 1 gold, 4 silver. Right?
1 gold. Yep.
Okay. Just making sure I properly deduct funds here. Thank you very much, sir. You have a good day.
You as well. All right. You guys have any other picking up to do?
I think Moira was looking to get some components.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't know if you guys were looking to do anything else. Otherwise, we can head over to Moira.
I was just guessing we were all 3 in the same spot, so.
Okay. All right, Moira.
Yep.
What are we looking for?
I am looking for 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs so I can summon my cat.
Ooh. Meow. All right. Just double checking. All right. Do you need specific numbers too? On how much
No,
you're
I
getting?
just need.
Okay.
No, it's just enough for one summon, so it'd be
Okay.
10 gold pieces.
Okay, perfect. So that would be, you would head over to the temple supply store.
Okay.
I have too many lists right now.
Yeah, when you guys said cheat sheet, he actually has a cheat binder.
I have a binder, and I use my parents' printer to print everything off because I don't have a printer. And now I regret not buying a damn printer. All right. So that's going to put you at the, let's see. The Temple of the Golden Leaf. You kind of notice that this temple is a very large building. If you're standing where the other two gentlemen are, you can kind of see that just a little bit further down the pathway. It's directly in the center of the path.
Okay.
It doesn't have any writing or anything on it, but it's very clear that it's some kind of a temple. And there's, as you walk up to this place, you see a giant door at the very front, which is very likely to be the entrance into the temple itself. But just outside of it, kind of attached to it, you see a smaller door, and it says store right on the front.
Okay. We'll head in that little door then.
Okay. So as you walk in, you see a little changeling monk standing there. He looks at you. He's kind of short. He looks at you, kind of looks up, and especially being as tall as you are, he looks very much up. And he goes, "Hi, I'm Nyx. How can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for some spell components just to summon a little familiar.
Okay.
Just 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal and incense and herbs.
Oh, that's easy. He kind of runs his way back to the back of the room. He says, "I'll be right back." Runs to the back. You see him kind of bustling around with a few things, kind of put things into a nice little package for you. Comes running back up to the very front of the to the building, hand it to you, and says, "Here you go."
Oh, thank you. And I hand him the gold.
He says, "Oh, thank you. Is there anything else I could do you for?"
No, not at the moment, but I thank you very much for this.
My pleasure. If there's anything else, let me know.
Thank you. I will. And I will head back.
As you walk out of the building, you kind of hear him running back towards the back of the store, and he goes, "Woohoo, a sale!" And he kind of
Aw.
disappears into the back room.
Oh. Think he gets much business.
A little bit.
My kids haven't eaten in 4 weeks.
Oh man.
Now you feel bad. My job here is done, folks. All right, was there anything?
We're how long in, and I want to adopt this one.
Right? This is not Kobold. You cannot adopt this one too, okay?
49 minutes.
Yeah,
it took
we're
you.
49. Not even, because we started a little bit later. Aki over here wanting to adopt everyone.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys want to venture into? I know, Anya, you haven't left the inn yet. All right, so you're good with where you are. Now, keep in mind that you do have 30 extra gold pieces right now.
Yep.
All right. All right, perfect. So right now you guys are kind of spread out throughout the city. You're all kind of, the three of you are kind of in the same general area, but still a little bit spread out, and Warrior's just kind of hanging out back at the inn. What do you do?
I am heading back to the inn. I want to see if they have a brass brazier I can borrow to do some spell work.
Well, I've got all the stuff I need for the time being, so I'm heading back in the inn just to meet back up with the rest of the folks that are heading south, and make sure that Anya's not so lost in her book that she's missing everything around her.
Well, you know she is.
I'll go with Maxwell. Do you want to? Do you go by Max or Maxwell or either?
Oh, most people just call me Max.
All right, cool.
All right.
Good
So
to know.
as you make your way back through town, you kind of have to move your way around people. You see that this whole area is kind of getting busier and busier from where you were before. You can tell that you're kind of in that heart of that market. So you walk back. You kind of see an area that seems pretty familiar, and sure enough, right in front of you, you see the inn that you originally showed up at.
Well, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
All right. And
Go find Anya and say, hey, I picked up some extra water skins, and I figured you might want one, so I will give her one.
Thanks. How much do I owe you for it?
Oh, that was like 2 silver, I think.
Okay, here you go.
alrighty. So, Mora, you mentioned that you wanted to see if you could borrow anything.
Yeah, at the inn if they have a brass brazier, or so I can summon my cat.
Sure. So as you walk into the inn, you see a man, a human man, standing behind the bar. He looks like he's probably one of those important people. He's well dressed. He looks like he's more of the bartender, but maybe does a little bit more around there. So he's not just the bartender.
He might own the place. Excuse me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you happen to have a brass brazier that I might borrow for about an hour?
Yeah, sure. There will be a deposit on it, but you're welcome to use it.
That's fine. What's the deposit?
3 gold.
3 gold. Okay. I
Doesn't
can do
cost you
that.
anything to use it. We just require that deposit.
All right. Well, there you go. There's the 3 gold, and I'll be back with this in an hour.
Alrighty.
So I will spend the time, burn the incense and the charcoal and other things to summon my cat that looks like a small lynx. Or yeah.
Alrighty. How long does that usually take?
An hour.
Okay.
And she'll have 3 hit points.
Perfect.
Yay. And then once that's done, I will return the brazier.
Okay. So while she's doing that, is there anything that you guys need to venture out, see anything before you go on your adventure?
I'd like one hot meal before we leave.
Okay.
It is like lunchtime, right?
Yeah, we could say it's probably late morning, early afternoon. So probably 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so second breakfasts?
Basically.
Gotta have that second breakfast. It's the one that comes between first and third.
So what you're saying is every meal's breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, in reality, it really could be. All right. So you don't really notice anybody else working here except for the man behind the counter. And he doesn't seem to be coming out from behind the bar.
Do you guys know any place to get some good food around here?
Were you talking to him?
I was talking to the group.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the inn usually has a cook. We could see what they have, or we could maybe stop some people out in the street.
I'm sure the food here is great. Can I like go up to like the innkeeper and ask them if they have what are they serving for lunch?
Sure.
I would like to do that.
All right. So as you walk up to him, he looks at you and goes, "Hey, how are you?"
I'm doing great. Is there a place? You guys serve food here, correct?
We do. You're not going to find any better food than right here.
Excellent.
Claim.
That is a bold claim, but I'm willing to test it out.
I'm willing to stick to it, sir.
What's the special for today?
Soup. We've
Kind
got
of soup.
soup. We have a nice brothy beef soup. Talk of the town. We've also got some fresh chicken. We've got some meat if you want that. I know we have some dwarves that come in here and they love their meat for lunch. Basically, adventures, if you want it, we can make it.
I'll stick with the chef recommended soup.
All right. Anybody else from your group want any?
So
I'll
have
take
some soup.
Lasagna?
I'd also like some soup, please.
All right, so that's 3.
Yeah, I'll take some soup as well.
Do you have any other beverages besides mead?
There are other beverages besides mead?
Well, yeah, like ale.
Tea?
All right, I can give you ale.
Liquor.
Liquor. Okay.
Wine.
Well, either way, it's got to be alcohol. We serve that here. We got that and water. And I wouldn't trust the water.
I guess I'll have some wine.
I can do that.
Got any of those Smirnoffs?
Well, sir, give it about 1,000 years and maybe I can help you.
He's got that grape kind.
Yeah. Do you have any like bread rolls or maybe some rice or something that can go with the
Oh, of course.
the
We
soup?
offer bread rolls on the house.
Excellent. I'll take 2 bread rolls to go with the soup and a glass of mead will be fine.
Wonderful. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So he turns back around. Obviously, he's still behind this bar. He kind of walks around behind the bar, and he, behind the wall, and he comes back up and it'll be up in just a minute.
How much do we owe you for it?
For you fine people, it'll be, let's say 4 gold total.
For the
I'll
whole
give you a
group.
discount.
Is that the very best friend discount?
That's the very best friend discount. You guys look like nice people. Plus, you're helping a friend of mine.
He seems to have some history with the guard. I'll pay for everyone's food, by the way.
Oh. Thank
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
sure.
much, friend.
I'm sure what comes around goes around. What do you know about Frith?
Well, I know that his brother works over at the mill. Over in Fabeth. I know their family has a pretty long history over there. They basically run that place. They don't own it, but they basically run that place for probably the last 4 generations. I do worry about them every once in a while, though. Especially with Frith. I feel like Frith is very motivated by money. And just making sure that business succeeds.
It seems like he has some history with the guard captain. You know anything about that, or not so much?
Not so much, no. I know Luther is a very well-known man around here. But when it comes to their relationship, I try to stay out of it.
Sounds reasonable. Well, thanks for your time, man.
My pleasure. As he says that, he walks back, grabs the food, comes back, starts kind of dishing it out. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
you.
sir.
Appreciated.
I will eat.
Mm-hmm.
Nom nom nom.
Nom
Jealous
nom
of
nom.
my
Yes.
game character.
Your what?
I said I'm jealous of my character.
You're just as hungry, yeah. So as you're eating, you don't really, you kind of listen for things, you know, like people do. You listen for things, but you don't really hear anything special happening. Nobody, no additional information. Nobody really talking about anything special. You kind of feel like the situation here has kind of slowed down.
So what I need to know is, how good is the meat?
Well, according to him, it's the best possible. It's the
Yeah, but
greatest.
he's trying to sell a product. Like, having actually, tried said product, how is the meat? Is it good? Average?
Are you
above
asking
average,
me?
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's really good.
Okay. Then he will thoroughly enjoy his glass of mead with his
Yep.
lunch.
It may not be the best that you've ever had, but it's definitely not something to throw out.
It's adequate.
Adequate, yeah.
Okay.
Especially for an early morning or a late morning lunch drink. All right.
Anya and my new friends, I'm ready to go when you guys are.
I am ready.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. Hey, Kimura, did you ever return that and get your gold?
I did, yes. You're
Well, that-
speaking of the brazier, right?
Yep, I forgot.
Yeah.
The word.
That's good because you would not have been happy if you would have taken that.
I mean, that's what the deposit is for.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Well, yeah.
He still probably would have been really mad.
Oh, yeah, he still would have been mad. Yeah.
Next
then
time
he
she
did-
comes here, I'm totally spitting in her food. What?
All right.
Oh.
Wow. All right. So now that you guys are done with your food, we kind of get up, say, time we should probably go. And you
Mhm.
start to walk out.
Those
Assuming that's what
miles
you
are
want to
not
do,
gonna, make themselves pass. We have to go.
right? So as you start to walk through the city, you kind of figure, all of you kind of get that thought in your head. You know what? I don't really know the people that I'm with. So this is where we're going to do introductions.
You suck.
You should have
You
known it
can
was
go
coming.
first.
Anya, go ahead. You can just give basic information if you want to, if you don't have backstories or anything like that.
I don't really like my other character is like a little more fleshed out than this one. I don't even have like how tall she is.
Okay.
Make it up on the spot. You got it.
Oh
Mhm.
God, no! This is
You don't. If you just want to say who she is, what her name is, all that, that's fine too.
okay. Hi, I'm Anya. I'm a obviously female elf, monk. Next.
Palling around with her would be this human, human, as Twizzler would say.
Dirty human.
He's not the most bulky looking guy, but he's pretty toned. About 5'10" in height, about 160 pounds. He's pretty tan. You can tell he's been outside a lot. He's a younger man with black hair.
Next.
Should we maybe discuss how we know each other?
That might be helpful because remember you're letting everybody else in the group know who you are and how you know each other.
He came from a small farming community and ended up at the same monastery that Anya was at, and after convincing them to take him in and show him the ways of the monk, then that's where he met Anya, and they became very good friends. She taught him the Elven language.
Ooh.
Fancy.
All right.
That's a
Carolyn.
real friend if they teach you a language. Just saying.
Carolyn, you are up.
Boy, howdy. All right. Name's Tyrwin. I'm an artificer. I'm used to be a soldier, vet now. My brother is Peroth. He has a way more interesting backstory than me, and mostly because I don't have one. And I used to make stuff for the army, and now I make stuff for me and my friends if they want anything.
That's nice of you.
Furfy,
Furfy, of course, yeah.
Of
Everything's
course.
furfy. Mora.
So I'm Kimoira. I am a Fearbolg divine soul sorcerer. I can provide the heals. So I'm very, very tall. About 7'4". She has kind of a broad, flattish sort of nose. Looks rather, I guess, exotic. Lightly tan skin, with bright green eyes, with flecks of gold. And her hair is a chestnut color with blue tips. Wild mess of curls and braids and feathers and leaves.
So
Looks
probably
like she-
something's living in it.
No, not living in it, but she looks like she was raised in the wild because she was raised in the wild.
Hell yeah.
And she has a little cat with her, Maine Coon Lynxy type cat, that she calls Kiva.
Kiba!
Kiva with
Eva.
V's with a V sound. V.
I'm all
Fun.
about this cat.
Do it again. Do it again, but properly. Kiva. All right. Perfect.
If we had a halfling rogue, then Moira would be perfect for them to hide behind.
Right.
Yes.
All right. And then we also have Peroth, which is he's a half elf fighter. He will be introduced into the story next session. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. He has been given a little bit of information, but he's you guys are gonna have to fill him in once he actually comes in and kind of meets up with you guys.
Okay.
He's also my brother.
Yes, he's also your brother. All right.
He's being a nerd and reading up on books right now.
What a nerd. Oh. Reading books. Lame. Now the question is, where is he? Is he in Neverwinter?
Yeah,
Or is
he's
he
at the
elsewhere?
library.
Okay. Who says there's a library? I never mentioned a library.
It's Neverwinter.
Major city.
It
The
was
fuck
the
are you talking about?
dungeon master in the library with the bedroll.
With the
There you
bedroll.
go. I didn't do it. Wasn't my fault. All right. So you take your entire, all this introduction and, kind of you spend your time just talking to each other, getting to know each other. By the time you get to Fabeth, you feel like you have a pretty good understanding of who everybody is, except for maybe Anya. So that takes you. Let's see. So in order to get there,
Yeah, have any of us been there before? Do we got like a rough guesstimate of where it is?
you do not.
We were told it was like 30 miles south of Neverwinter. That's about it.
Yep.
Nice.
Mhm.
2-day walk. Okay.
It's southeast.
Yeah, about 30 miles southeast. And there aren't really too many pathways around. There's a few kind of major pathways, but not much that's really that's gonna take you off the path.
Hmm.
So you just kind of walk. In order to get there, you kind of guess that you're gonna have to follow this. You get about 25 miles into your trek, and you start to see a kind of small path that starts to snake towards the east. So mind you, you've been heading about 25 miles, almost due south. And with it being southeast, you kind of figure, all right, well, we could either keep going south or we could keep going east. And then as you're standing at this inner pass, you start to hear what sounds like some woodworking and kind of like a small village off down this kind of little beaten path.
No, Frith mentioned something about a lumber yard.
Or a mill, yeah.
Well, mills need to be near water. I'm guessing there's like a stream or something nearby to power the mill.
I mean, if we go that way, we can find out.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
And if it's the wrong place, we can ask him how to get there. So,
That's also true.
still looking for like any like marker signs that point anywhere in case we come across any.
Yeah, does it smell like cut wood in the air?
It does.
Ah, we're getting closer at least.
You don't really smell it too much yet, but it's kind of like that very distant smell. Like you can smell that something's being cut. Alright.
Can I put some dirt and then drop it and see which way the wind's blowing?
Sure.
And then, I mean, all we have to do now is just head towards the direction of the wind, and then we
Yep.
should make it there.
So as you drop this dirt, you kind of, it doesn't really move too much because it seems to be kind of a calm day, but there's just that slight little push towards that pathway.
Well, seems like this is the right way.
Perfect. So as the group heads down this pathway, you kind of see this strange man standing on the side of the road.
Why you
He's-
got to talk about Tyrion like that?
I'm sorry, okay?
I am a
Um,
weird individual.
This is true. So you see this strange man. He's kind of standing there, and he's not standing perfectly still, but he looks like he's just kind of dazing out. And then all of a sudden, as the group starts to come a little bit closer, he just starts to move, and he starts to walk down the path right past you.
Does he look okay?
Give me a, let's see. Give me a Arcana. Let me see.
What are you trying to gather?
Hold on.
Would that be perception?
Yeah. No, it'd be Arcana.
Oh,
I'm not the most knowledgeable on it, but I'll try.
I will assist you.
Oh. Then I get with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, I got a 14.
Okay. So as you stare at this man, it looks like something. You can't really tell what it is, but it looks like he's not himself. Like there's something else there, maybe guiding the hand.
How far away are we?
You can see the lumber mill just ahead, so you can tell that you're coming into a little village town area.
Well, how close did he pass by us?
He walked right past you. It's a small path.
So he fairly.
Did he look like Frith? Like, could they be related?
That you don't know yet.
Oh, so he's not close enough to see him.
Well, no, he's close enough. Like you don't. No, he does not look like. He doesn't look like he may be a brother or something like that. But you can't really discern that yet.
Okay.
You do notice that the man kind of looks like he's from a poorer background. He has, as he walks by, you can smell wood and dirt and everything on him. His clothes look really rough. You can tell that he's definitely a laborer. He's definitely somebody who spends a lot of time in the sun. He really works with his hands.
Hey, excuse me.
Seems like he's a little off.
Hmm.
He just keeps walking. As you
Hey, hey fella, you all right? You didn't work out in the sun too long, did you?
as you say that, you see him kind of turn. He doesn't turn and look at you, but he just turns off to the right and just walks right into the woods, as if he didn't even hear you.
Well, that's completely normal.
Rude. But if he might be going into the woods to kind of get in the shade,
Maybe.
having a sit down in the shade and drink some water, especially if you've been in the sun too long, that makes a big difference.
Hmm.
For sure. Can I drop something on the ground?
Sure. What is it?
A python?
No, it's glued to your hand.
Sovereign glue?
What? Can I drop this?
What is a python?
It's a thing you wedge into rocks to help you climb. But basically, I'm just going to use it as like a marker.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a piece of iron.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to leave this here just in case we want to turn in the direction that he's going after we go to the mill. Does that sound fair, or do you guys want to follow him?
No, that sounds fair. There
Yeah,
must be somebody we can talk to in
he
town.
seemed a little off, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't look like he was unhealthy or anything. But yeah, it might not be a bad idea to go back check in on him after we hit the lumber mill.
I agree with Maxwell.
All right. Well, let's keep on going then, I guess.
All right. So as you walk down this pathway, you kind of get into this village, and you see a small little sign. It looks like it had been knocked over by something that says "Welcome to Faebeth." There we go. There we go. If I can get the right thing. So as you walk into this town, you can tell that this village has been through a lot. It feels kind of depressing in the area. Like things have happened here. There's been a lot of isolation. It's a very heavy kind of feel in the air. So directly in front of you, as you're walking into this village, directly in front of you is the village center, which is surrounded by an inn. And at this inn, the smoke kind of, you see the smoke billowing out of the chimney. So you can tell that there's activity going on here. While you notice that, you also notice that there really isn't much going on outside. So you don't really see any people. If you do, they're at the other end of the village. There's not really much happening in the actual village itself. So there's a supplier visible to the north, and then you also see the mill just to the south. You can tell though that while the activity's not happening outside, all the buildings have stuff going on. So whether it's the inn or it's the mill, the lumber mill, you can tell that there's people at those locations.
You guys want to go to the mill? Or go half and half?
I mean, he did say Froth would be working at the mill in this town, so that's probably the best spot to start looking, I guess.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
All right, so you walk up to the excuse me. So you walk up to the mill, and you see in the kind of the back area, you see two younger gentlemen working with their hands, trying to, cut wood, work with these machines that are being utilized, and an older gentleman. It kind of looks like he's definitely been working with his hands over the years, but looks like he is very confident in what he does. So he kind of looks like he might be somebody of at least a little bit of importance, either in the mill or possibly in the actual town itself. So you kind of, let's see. And then this man, the older gentleman, is actually sitting in the back working with the grain that they have coming through this building. As you walk in, the man kind of comes over. He introduces himself as Bilther. He is the millmaster.
Bilther?
Oh,
Bilther, Bilthur.
Okay.
well, I was close on spelling that too.
That's why I figure
he's-
I'll
Said he's the
I'll spell it out.
millmaster.
He's the millmaster, yeah.
Millmaster, okay.
So he walks up to you and says, "You guys don't look like you're from around here.
You would be correct, sir.
What can I do for you?"
We're actually looking for a gentleman by the name of Froth. Froth Jug. His brother lives a ways north and asked us to come down and check in on him, make sure he's okay.
Ah, Frith. Yep, we know that family real well. He's actually missing, which I'm sure Frith is well aware of. He along with 6 of his counterparts have actually gone missing over the last couple weeks. Yeah, and this is the hardest part for me. One of those people is my wife.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, Frith said that he just didn't know what was going on with him and he hadn't heard from him in a while.
And that would be why. I mean, Frith only comes up here once every couple months, but I'm sure Froth will, reaches out to him. They're pretty close. There's definitely been some issues in the past, but they tend to be pretty close. I'm sure they talk pretty often.
How long ago did they go missing?
They've been missing for the last couple weeks. So we've kind of randomly been losing people.
So not all at once. but-
Correct.
I see.
That is odd.
When did the first person leave or disappear?
Oh man. I would say probably 3.5 weeks ago. We had a younger gentleman go missing, and then about 2 nights later is when my wife disappeared.
No relation to the other gentleman that disappeared, correct?
Who's no relation? The first?
your wife.
Oh, my wife? No.
Do they all work in the same place? Do they all stay in the same area?
I mean, we're all part of this village.
Is it
So,
a
I
one well
mean-
town?
Yeah. I mean, they all work and play and enjoy life in this village.
Have you noticed anything else weird that's happening? Like, was there a cause? Can you think of anything that's recently changed?
Not really. Um. Hmm.
Did you draw this map, by the way?
No.
Oh,
Warrior told me that she wanted me to she wanted to create a new one for me.
it's very good. I like it.
I did not draw this.
About how many people in total are missing at this point?
Right now about 7. That we know of, about 7. And it's really weird because they all seem to go missing at night.
Do they act differently before they go missing?
I haven't really noticed. I mean, that I can think of, no. I mean, we have a few people who just act weird in general. And then they ended up being one of the ones that win, but not that I can think of. My wife, I didn't notice anything different from her.
Hmm. Yeah, we passed a gentleman on the way into town here that was just seemed a little off. He just kind of randomly wandered off into the woods.
Didn't respond or anything.
Yeah, we tried to talk to him. We figured maybe he'd been out in the sun a little too long and needed to get some shade, but he was, I don't know, just seemed off.
Yeah, I've noticed that that's happened with some people, but that I can think of, that hasn't happened with anybody who's disappeared. You know, I just thought that maybe people were being overworked, but with these disappearances, I don't know.
I'll describe the gentleman that we passed and see if Bilther here recognizes him at all.
Carlo. Yeah, he's definitely been acting weird. He not too long ago went on his break. And yeah, well actually he should probably be back sometime soon.
We did
Yeah.
mark where he wandered off into the woods, so.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We'll do a courtesy call on him, make sure he's doing okay, I guess. Maybe it'll lead to everyone else. By the way, how long ago did Frith disappear?
I would say Froth. Yeah.
Froth.
Thank you.
I would say maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
I mean, really, in the end, I just want to see everybody find out what's going on. You know, it's not like these people to just up and leave. You know, it's not, you know, my wife wouldn't just up and walk away. You know, I mean, it's been very weird over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, this whole place
Say
just
so.
exudes 2020 energy.
What? Oh. What's that? I don't know. Seemed appropriate to say.
Well, if you guys are looking to kind of help out and figure out what's going on here, I could say you could probably check out the farm, the Growthwell farm. He might have some more information, or at least, I don't know, they might be able to guide you in the right direction. If you guys can figure out what the root of all of this, everything that's happening right now, and these missing people, and you know, kind of the mummy type of, or not mummy, but the zombie type of state that people are in, you know, I mean, I can give you something for providing information. Yeah,
We'll keep that in mind.
I have some potions back at my house that I can give you guys if you can help us with some information.
What is your wife's name? If we're going to be searching around, it might be helpful to have a name for her.
Yes.
It's okay. I forgot my wife's name too. That's why she's gone.
She's gone for a reason.
Just saying, he seems pretty calm for a guy whose wife disappeared. I'm just saying.
Right? He
Hey,
knows
man, it's
that
been-
she's gone.
It's been 3
Oh,
weeks.
no.
Yeah, you kind of.
I was just gonna say he has a hefty life insurance policy on her.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
He's probably
Yeah,
eyeing up the next one anyway.
That's how he got those potions.
Oh God.
Got to
name
trade
is-
in for a new model.
Her name is Magilda.
Bill.
Magilda.
Oh, I was totally gonna guess right on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly. All right, what was the name of that farm?
That was the Growthwell Farm.
Growthwell Farm.
Is there a particular name or reason for that name?
For the name of the farm?
Yeah.
It's owned by Herod Growthwell.
Okay. And their name means nothing other than that's their surname. There's no
Yep.
like legend behind their name.
No. Nope. It's just some guy that owns a farm.
Sounds good.
I'm sure you guys have been traveling, especially if you came from the north. I'm guessing you guys probably came from Neverwinter.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the inn does have some rooms available. I'm sure they have food and, other things that could, tickle your fancy.
Mhm.
I mean, the
thank
sun's setting, right? We're getting
not
close
yet.
to it.
Not yet. It's getting close. But it's not nighttime yet. You're probably, I'd say late afternoon, early evening.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think sleeping here would be a good idea.
Well, it's a lumber mill, man. Like, I wouldn't want to sleep here either. That sawdust is gonna get everywhere.
Fair enough. Do you want to go check on Carlo?
Bad
Or do-
idea. He was acting weird.
Or do we want to go
Yeah.
to the farm? Well, the farm's on the way to Carlo, right?
No.
Mm,
There's
I mean,
nothing.
the farm will still be there.
Yeah, the farm.
Yeah.
Will,
The farm will
farm's still
still
gonna be there. Yeah.
We can check on him before he gets too far.
Unless that Carlo was one of the ones that usually acts weird, because Bilther did say that there were a few people in town that had always been a little weird.
Yeah. Bilthor, where's the farm at? What direction?
It is just east of here. So if he kind of turns around and he points over to the east. If you head in that direction, it's going to be really easy to spot.
About how long of a walk? Couple minutes?
Oh yeah. This is a small town.
Okay.
This is a very small town.
We'll talk to what was the gentleman's name again?
What, a farm?
Yeah, who's the guy we should speak to at
Well,
the
he
farm?
said Herod owned the farm.
Yep. Herod Growthwell.
We'll go talk to Herod, see what we can find out, and then we'll go check on Carlo. I think that makes the most sense.
Okay.
Right. Do you
All right.
guys think the same thing,
Whatever
or
order.
not so
I
much?
mean, I do think we should check on him. He was acting
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah, I think information, and then it's just a couple minutes down the road, right?
Yep.
You can't get too far.
Oh. Miles aren't, or the distance isn't gonna walk itself. Let's go.
So you heading to the farm? Or are you heading to find him?
As long as his Python's still there, we should be able to figure out which way Carlos went.
Hmm.
But yeah, Tyrone was wanting to hit the farm first, so it shouldn't be too far, so it wouldn't hurt. Let's unless everybody else wants to go look for Carlos first. I'm down for either one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just information and like a 5-minute walk or so. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of the way. I don't think it would be too crazy, right?
Let's go.
All right. So heading to the farm then?
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
Sure.
So as you walk up to this farmhouse, you notice this kind of middle-aged bald man standing on the porch, and he looks at you and says, "Why are you on my property?"
Are you Herod by any chance?
I am.
We have a few questions about where all these people that are disappearing. We were told by Bill Thor that you might have an idea of what's happening.
Ah, Bill Thor. All right. I'm willing to answer some of them.
Fair enough. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Herod, is he like a human, a dwarf?
He is a human.
Okay.
Most
He's
you kind of notice that most of the people in this area are human. You might have a few non-humans around, but not many.
Come on,
At least not that you've seen so far.
You know dwarves have Scottish accents.
not all of them.
I'm not doing a Scottish accent. Sorry.
Not all of them. They don't have to. He just seemed kind of ornery, like a dwarf might be. So I had to check.
Just an ornery old man.
Old man Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
I mean, he does live on a farm, so that's kind of backbreaking work.
Hmm.
Farm is rough. A lot of
Do you guys
friends
have
that work
any
on
questions
farms.
or anything? Or
Well, yeah. Ask if you got some questions. Go for it, Tyrone.
What do you know about the people going away? How long has it happened?
well, the last couple weeks we've had people missing. Nobody that really impacts me at all. I know that I have had, this is the weird part about all of this, is I have had a bunch of cattle and goats and all of them disappearing from my own yard, from my own farm.
Within the same time frame?
Yup.
And you haven't noticed like any broken fences or?
Nope. Everything, they haven't escaped. They haven't done any of that stuff. They just kind of go missing.
I mean,
There haven't been any strange happenings around the village like any time in the last little while, have there? Besides, before all the people started, people and animals started just disappearing.
compared to what we normally see around here, nope, nothing different.
Haven't had any, I don't know, bad blood with another village or anything?
I mean, not that I know of. We tend to keep to ourselves around here.
You had any weird travelers recently, other than us?
No, I mean, I can't think of any real new people coming into town, but it's weird because during the day everything seems to be normal, and then at night things go missing.
Not just livestock and people, other supplies.
Nope. I haven't noticed. I haven't heard any ramblings about other supplies going missing. Seems to be just people and some of my livestock.
Have you ever tried to set out and sit up at night and just kind of watch out, see if anything happens?
I have. I've never really noticed anything. I mean, there's more animals that seem to be out, which in this area tends to be kind of weird. I hear some noises in the sky every once in a while, but other than that, I mean, there really hasn't been any weird things happening.
What sort of noises in the sky?
Like a high-pitched squawking sound.
And you said this is different from normal.
Well, I mean, I don't normally spend time outside at night. At least not, late at night. So, I mean, from at least the times that I have spent outside, never really noticed so many noises going on. Hopefully that makes sense.
Can I do like a roll to see if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Or maybe someone who's good at nature.
That would be not me.
Can I do like a history check?
Sure. Go ahead.
I rolled a 19 total.
All right. So the town doesn't really have any history of nighttime animals. So for an animal that is kind of squawking in the air at night does seem kind of weird. Seems very odd to have a group or odd sounds happening.
And I've never heard of some mythical, legendary night squawker.
Nope.
Fair enough.
Nope. I mean, it seems as though it's kind of might be a common animal, but not something that this town tends to have to deal with a whole lot.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I got nothing, guys.
Hopefully I'm not being too cryptic.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Does anyone else have any questions?
I don't have any more.
Well,
Oh, you said no broken fences, but did you mention any tracks? No tracks from these animals?
Let me get an investigation check.
Investigation. Okay.
I mean, that's if she's asking if the if Herod has seen anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was asking him.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, we've had some more, it seems like people have been on my property,
Hmm.
and I don't like people on my property.
Any specific place where you have seen these prints where these people have been on your property?
Mostly, sitting around my, my livestock, like they just kind of appear, and you just see a couple footsteps, and then nothing.
Hmm.
So I've noticed some footsteps, over in that direction, and he points over towards the forest that sits behind his property. But other than that, I mean, I just kind of figure that people are walking around at night where they're not supposed to.
By any chance, is that the same direction that Carlo went?
Yeah, I was wondering the same.
Nope.
Is
It
it
is
the same
not.
forest at least?
It is not.
Interesting.
So if you're looking on the map, just to the top of that map, that little tree area right there, that's where Carlos walked in.
Okay.
The tiny patch?
Yep.
Well, thanks for all your help, man. If we see your cows, we'll let you know.
Well, I appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks. So, check on Carlo, and then maybe go to these woods? Or do we just say, forget Carlo?
I still am worried about this dude. Maybe we should check on him.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, I think we gotta make sure he's all right. Heat stroke can take you out.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, let's go back the way we came.
So as you start heading back towards the main path where you came in, you get to your marker and you kind of look around. You head into...
I'm gonna pick that up, by the way.
Okay, probably smart. You head into where you saw him come in. Let me get an investigation check.
Alright.
Anyone?
From anyone, yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll assist.
I'm gonna help look for, like, maybe broken branches or something that, like, he may have walked past and snapped. But I'm just helping.
I got a 13.
Well, that's not gonna do you any good.
Did you roll with
Well,
advantage?
I don't know how to do that.
You just roll again and take the
Me-
higher of the two.
Yeah.
So roll twice and then take the highest. Oh, what was that one?
Am I supposed to do the +2 on that?
Yeah.
Bonus?
Yep.
Okay, then it's 18.
Okay. So
Nice.
so as you walk through the forest, you kind of see footsteps that end up leading you to the other side of that patch of woods there. You notice that there's still woods off to your left as you guys are walking through. But it doesn't, the actual, the footsteps that you are noticing are kind of taking you into the farm area. And then they start to lead a little bit more towards where the lumber or the mill is, and then just disappear. He kind of gets those footsteps get into more of a dry patch type of area, so they just kind of disappear into nothingness.
So he went back to the place, or he went back to the mill.
We could assume, or we could check.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, I guess well, the other woods are on the way to the mill, or the other way around, right? The mill's on the way to the woods.
Hmm.
So we could always stop by the mill and see if Carlo made it back.
Sounds like a plan.
Right. So so let's see. So the mill is right by that river. Right there.
Okay. And then
All
I'm
right.
assuming that next building is the Growthwell farm.
Nope, the one all the way to the right, that's the Growthwell farm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The one to the south is the lumber mill. And then you have a supplier and the inn in the center.
Okay.
Hey, Bilthor,
Yeah.
did Carlo make it back?
He did. He was late, but he did.
Okay, good to know.
Seem all right?
Yes and no. I mean, he's kind of one of our weird ones in this town. He kind of snickers a little bit. He's been through a lot. But yeah, he came back and he just seems very out of it. Very, very out of it.
So weird even for him.
Weird even for him. Yep.
Hmm.
Is he talking to anybody?
Nah, he's just. Last I saw, he had walked into the back, and that was it.
Definitely keep an eye on him.
Oh, I will be.
I don't think I can do anything to fix him.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he hasn't been out in the sunlight all day, has he?
Oh, sir, we're all out in the sunlight all the time. That's where we live.
Gotta watch out for the heat stroke, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep that in mind. We try to give him enough breaks, but it doesn't always work.
Well, maybe one of you guys can get him talking. He didn't really seem to want to talk to us, so.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll take him aside. I'll do what I can. I appreciate the info, Traveler.
No problem. Name's Max, by the way.
Max, good to meet you.
You as well.
Well, let me know if you guys find anything out about these missing people, including my wife.
Certainly.
It'd be really good to have her back.
Yeah, old man Herod said he said some of his livestock go missing.
Oh, interesting.
And some loud squawking seemed to be appearing at nighttime overhead.
You know, I've heard that too.
Does it make any sense to you, or just some crazy critter?
It sounds like some kind of a critter that's just making its way into our area. I mean, we're surrounded by woods, so we hear things all the time, but this is a new one for me.
Hmm.
All right, well, watch the skies, I guess.
Will do.
Yeah. Is there a specific time of night that those weird noises start happening?
I would say it usually starts right around midnight. Usually it's been dark for a little while before we start to hear noises. It doesn't seem to be any kind of a rhyme or reason. We did start to hear them once people started to go missing, though. At least I did.
Only once people started to go missing?
Yep. We started hearing the noises, and then people and clearly livestock started to go missing.
Hmm. They say wherever we spend the night, we set watches, whether it's at the inn or camping.
I think that's a good idea.
Just thought of something else to ask old man Herod. Does
What was
he
that?
leave his livestock out all night, or does he actually put it in a barn or something?
Did he have a barn?
Night? Some kind of shelter.
From what we saw, did it seem like he had a barn?
There was a barn, yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, do you want to ask him now or go to the woods?
Are we getting closer to night now?
Oh yeah, we could stay at it.
You're getting closer. It's not necessarily nighttime yet, but you're definitely getting closer.
Maybe that's a tomorrow question?
Well, yeah, okay. For today's question, do you want to stay in the inn or camp out in the woods?
I'm fine either way, whichever the majority decides.
Isn't it a 30-mile trek back?
Well, there's an inn where we are at.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were gonna update the brother that his brother was missing.
Well, I think he knows he's missing, right?
Well, he
Yeah.
didn't know when he made it sound like when he hired us that he hadn't heard from him in a while, and he just wanted to make sure he's all right, and was asking us to come down here and find out what's going on, and if he's dead, let him know. If he's alive, try to get him to come back with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weird that he said try.
Well, it made it sound like his brother's rather stubborn, not
Yeah.
willing to leave, or prefers it here.
Just found it to be an interesting word choice. So sleep here or push into the camp? Or push into the woods?
We oughta maybe check out the inn, see how the accommodations look.
I'm fine with that.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, if it's starting to get dark, that's not the best time to start pushing into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with a midnight thing taking things.
You know, people going missing at midnight.
A midnight squawker.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer to sleep here, but at the same time, it doesn't seem to necessarily help the rest or all the people,
Oh,
Who knows? Maybe we can find more information at the end.
Yeah, it's still better than nothing because
yeah. We've only been here a few hours, so
I'm kind of tired of walking. I'm not gonna lie.
So we head to the inn.
All right.
I could keep going. But yeah, let's hit up the inn.
All right. Since you're heading to the inn, let's go ahead and take a quick break. All righty. I think we're all back, right?
Yep.
All right. Hey. Yeah, Warrior, the changeling was one of the suppliers, one of the vendors. Or merchants.
Was it the guy at the adventure shop?
I believe so. He was at the temple.
Yeah,
The
his
monk.
name was Nyx.
Nyx. Yes, he's the one that she wants to adopt.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm gonna have to frequent that
ask.
shop.
just out of curiosity.
You had to ask. No, that actually makes sense. I'll have to keep that in mind. All right. I wasn't there, so I don't know that info.
Because technically, I was the only one there.
Yeah. And you
I'm the
come
only one
running back like, I have a new thing to adopt.
I did.
Well,
I need a
thought,
sale.
The three of us that went out, like, we're all kind of traveling together.
I thought we had decided that you guys weren't, that she was off from you guys and only you two were at the one store.
Well, yeah, you guys were off at the adventure shop. And then she had made her way past that. So she had made her way down towards the temple.
So while you guys were making your purchase, I was also making my purchase.
Yeah. You guys were all in the same general area. The only one that wasn't was Anya. You guys were in the same general area, but only you two were actually together over at the store.
Okay.
All right, so we're heading over to the inn. I would just like to add that I think Welkin is wrong, where he says not quite dungeon savior level yet. I think he's wrong. Dungeon lord. Whatever. Don't just give me this moment, okay?
All the comments.
All the comments. All right. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're heading back towards the inn. And as you walk up to the door, I should say, as you walk into the door, you start to see a gray-haired, big-bellied man, just standing behind the bar. You can tell this man is the tavern keep. And as you walk in, you kind of see him leaning up against the like very lazily leaning up against the bar, and he's just kind of eyeing you as he's talking to somebody else. So he's kind of like leaning over, he's talking to somebody else, and he's just staring at you as you start to walk inside. He kind of,
Is he staring at us like we have a dick drawn on our forehead, or like?
well, you're newcomers, so he doesn't know who you are. And he kind of feels a little bit on edge. But you do notice that he seems kind of drunk too. He's kind of half drunk. It's safe to assume that he's had way too much to drink. That for basically every one that he serves, he's drinking two. But he's not blackout drunk yet. but you can tell that he's like, fuck it. I don't really care. And he just is drinking. But even though you're newcomers and he seems kind of suspicious of you, he is excited to see new people coming in. So he kind of sees you coming in, he kind of perks up as soon as it clicks in his head. Ooh, new people. It kind of clicks in his head and he seems very excited to see you guys.
Okay.
So you kind of get this idea that he might be the person to talk to about this area.
And it's not like the "you ain't from around here" kind of vibe, is it?
Nope. You
Okay.
got that when you first walked in, but because he's half drunk, it was probably just that. As soon as he realized that, oh, newcomers, all of a sudden it was, hey, you're not from around here. Let's talk. He seems very talkative. In part because he's half drunk. What was that?
He decided to put on his game face.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But he still very much has that I don't give a shit type of vibe.
I gotta stop scowling so hard. They might actually have money.
Exactly. These damn people around here never have money. So what do you do?
I'm gonna push Anya forward to talk to him.
Oh, God.
Oh no, I turn around and punch you in the face.
I'm holding her to that.
Oh wait.
Oh my god. What can I do for you, pretty lady?
Ew.
He's drunk.
Yeah, keep that in mind. He's like half past wasted.
Half past wasted, my favorite time.
He kind of he senses a little hesitation to talk to him, so he puts his face down, like on the table, or like he puts his elbows down on the table, puts his chin on his hands. He kind of starts glaring at you, and he says, "I'm Shamish. Who are you?"
Hi, I'm Anya.
What can I do for you, Anya?
Well, first, do you have any rooms here?
We've got 2. They'll cost you 1 silver apiece.
Oh, that's easy. Do you know anything, going on around here? Anything strange?
Kind of thinks for a second. You can tell that he knows what he wants to think, but he's trying to fight past the drunkenness and the honesty. You can tell that he's trying to not necessarily give everything away, but then all of a sudden you realize he kind of has that fuck it moment, and he just starts talking. And he kind of looks at you and he says, well, we have 4 local villagers that have just up and disappeared. We have 3 farm workers who have just up and disappeared. They're probably off doing God knows what with God knows who.
Yeah, well, which farm were they working at?
Just a local farm. It's not Growthwell's. Kind of seems to be all in the, we have a couple little villages around here. Nobody really talks to them. I've just heard some mumblings about things going on.
What kind of mumblings?
People disappearing, things disappearing. Growthwell's had a bunch of problems with some of his livestock. We've had a trading caravan go missing. I'm just gonna chalk all this up to some bandits or something happening. We tend to get bandits quite a bit around here.
The whole trading caravan is gone?
Well, I mean, at that point, it was just one vehicle.
How many people were with this caravan?
Well, the people weren't missing. It was just the caravan.
Oh, just their stuff went missing.
Just their stuff went missing.
Any idea of what was on the caravan?
Oh, I'm sure just a bunch of junk. I don't know. Probably meats and God knows what. Those are some weird people.
And you said it wasn't just this village people were going missing from. It was others
Yep.
as well.
Yep. Like I said, I'm sure there's just a couple of bandits that are causing havoc around here like usual.
Are you hearing any weird squawking at night?
I mean, this isn't in, so you never know. Now, yesterday I went outside and I heard saw a bunch of things flying around, a bunch of squawking. It was kind of weird.
Can you describe these things that you saw? Or was it too dark?
Well, they look like bats. We don't have bats around here, so I don't know why I would have seen some.
Were they big
Large or small?
I mean, they were up in the air, so they could have been big.
Did you
It-
see one
it was
crank a
nighttime.
cow by any chance?
I did not.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Uh,
It's kind of a real weird question.
Well,
yeah. Kind of a
yeah,
weird
it is,
guy.
but
You seem
No,
like
we live in a strange world, though.
That's true. That's true.
Herod, he's missing some cows.
Well,
But the fences aren't broken.
I heard about his cows and some of his livestock going missing, but I don't know what these bats would have anything to do with them.
I mean, assuming they are bats, did you plainly see bats, or was it just too dark to really tell?
It was too dark. I heard squawking and I saw things flying around, and I mean, I've seen bats before, but like I said, we don't have them around here.
Just out of curiosity, how much had you had to drink that day?
Not as much as I've had tonight. Not much.
So,
Insight
great
check.
judgment.
Insight check. What are you checking for?
I'm seeing how honest I think he is. With a 14.
Oh, he's honest.
Okay.
Especially in
Oh.
his current drunken slumber. He's
Seems like
probably
he's had quite a bit.
he's definitely had quite a bit, but you get the feeling that he's not lying to you at all.
Well, I was only just checking him for how much he was drinking.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. He definitely hasn't been lying at all. But you have to remember, I mean, he works in a bar. He probably has a very high tolerance, especially with the way he's acting right now. So you kind of, with that, you kind of get the idea that the man can hold his liquor.
I guess.
I mean, relatively speaking.
I mean, anybody can hold it with with their hand.
I was just.
This is true.
Well, I mean, they could also hold it with like an old wooden hook as well.
This is also true. So as you ask him his questions, he just randomly starts giving up more information. He kind of smiles. He looks over at Anya. He smiles and he goes, "Yeah, there was a young man by the name of Kilthad. He works over at the He kind of thinks about the name. The supply shop. We have a supply store over here, and they've had a lot of issues recently with getting their new supplies. So I'm gonna guess that was probably their supplies on this caravan, maybe. I mean, if you guys need to know about any of the places around here, I'm happy to help you because I just want to know what's going on.
What was that young man's name again?
Kilthad.
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 He said he works at the general store?
At the supply shop, yeah.
No, supply shop. He might know more of what's going on with their shipments.
He
Or
might.
at least how much and what has gone missing.
It's possible. He might.
I see. Could also be a tomorrow question.
Yeah, it is getting late.
Did you want us to pay for those rooms now or later?
You could pay for him in the morning.
And how about food? What's your menu looking like?
Well, we've got some nice big steaks. Seems to be a town favorite. Welcome to. Happy to help you guys out if you need it.
Just steak?
Well, I mean, we are a small place. So if you're vegetarian, I mean, we're not really the place for you. I might have some lettuce in the back.
Oh, you don't have like potatoes or carrots with your steak?
Or bread?
I mean, I got bread.
I think we just want a round of bread.
You just want to... Okay. I can do that. He kind of walks into the back with his... Well, stumbles into the back with his head kind of down. Nobody ever wants my
I'm waiting to hear anything
steak.
getting crashed into while he's stumbling. Followed by like several curse words.
He walks into the back and he's like, nobody ever wants my steak. It's the best steak around and nobody ever wants it. You hear him kind of throwing some things around. He comes back out, plops down a plate of bread. There, you happy? You kind of notice that tone change.
I mean, I'll gladly take a steak. That sounds great.
Yeah, you gotta
Really?
really want to diversify the menu a little bit, man. Kind of give yourself an edge over the neighboring towns in. You know, throw some potatoes in there with the steak, or you know, something besides bread and steak.
You know,
Just kind of change it up a little bit, man.
You're a smart man. You're a smart man. You should probably... I should do that. All right. Well, I'll see if I can find some potatoes, and maybe next time I'll help you out. He goes into the back, kind of disappears for 5-10 minutes.
It's a farming community. He can't find potatoes.
You never know what they're...
I mean, nobody
they're
wants
growing.
a steak, and what's his face got a steak, so we'll see if he survives.
Oh, then you find out he's got worms. He goes in the back for about 5 to 10
Yes,
minutes.
I don't feel so good. Oh.
Ends up coming back out with his massive steak. Looks looks cooked, but maybe a little undercooked. And he plops it down. Goes, here you go.
Thank
Fresh
you.
off the cow. All right.
Yeah, literally fresh off the cow. You know, that lumber mill over there, they've really slowed down a lot over the last couple years. There's been a lot of like freak things happening over there. Worker deaths, injuries, noises of howling. All that weird stuff is going on, yeah.
Noises of howling.
That's what I've been told.
You've not heard it yourself.
I haven't.
Hmm.
I don't really get out much. I usually work and then go up to my room and pass out.
Who has heard the howling? If you
I've-
don't mind me asking.
Well, I know, Bilther, he's, from over in that area. So, I mean, he might be somebody to talk to.
Okay. Thank you for the information. I'll
Pleasure.
definitely have some more questions for him then. Bilther, that is.
Just remember, though, that millmaster, man, that man, he scares way too easily.
He scares? Too easily?
He scares way too easily. He hears a little noise and he goes running like a little girl.
Huh, that's weird, because he doesn't seem distraught about his wife being gone.
His wife's missing?
And I feel like that would be a scary thing.
Oh.
Yeah, he said she's been missing along with some of the other people.
Huh. Okay, then. That's one thing I haven't heard, and I hear everything.
Yeah, he was just telling us about it a little while ago.
I would like to see if he was lying about that. If it was the first time he's heard about it.
Okay. Let me get an insight.
Can I assist?
Are you allowing an assist?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Alright. 11. Seems pretty honest to me.
Yep. Seems pretty honest. Hold on one second, guys.
Time's up.
Sorry, I hear her over here hiccuping. And she sounds like she's in pain now. Literally, it's been an hour of hiccups.
No, it's been 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours, sorry.
Yikes.
Oof.
Alright,
Yes.
I'm gonna take my steak tartare to a table to go eat it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cast prestidigitation on it to cook it longer.
Smart move, sir. Smart move. I love that.
But I'm just gonna do it so he doesn't see me do it, you know?
Yeah.
Not gonna insult some dude.
I love it. As you walk away, he kind of looks up, put his hands up, and goes, "Enjoy!"
I will, thank you.
Hope it's cooked just right.
Yeah.
Looking at the bread.
He sounds like he's gnawing at it. What?
Looking at the bread, like how's the bread looking?
It looks fine.
It looks like bread.
It
Well,
looks.
I'm gauging, like, is it kind of old? Is it?
Yeah, it's old, but it doesn't look like it's molding or anything. So it doesn't look
Does
like
it smell okay?
it smells fine.
It's not
it
like
smells like
as
bread.
firm as, like, say, a rock.
No. There's still some substance to it, but not too much
Like,
substance.
I couldn't use it to, like,
You can't
beat
lop
someone's
somebody's head
face
off with it.
I will pull out my French bread of +1.
Right. Let's
I want
fight.
that as a weapon now.
Right. Excuse me, sir. I will fight you now with my bread.
That I've been trying to get softened
Nobody
up
needs shields now.
days.
Right. I block with my bread. I stab you with my baguette.
Wait, we're French now?
Apparently.
Yeah. This is the next campaign. Don't worry about it. We'll have Muppets
I use
and
those scones as sling ammunition.
right. Yeah. The next campaign will be in France, with Muppets.
Okay.
Fighting a Tarrasque.
Yeah, fighting a Tarrasque. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be animal.
Love it. All right. So what are we doing?
Eat and then go to bed.
Should we set up watches? And how are we gonna? Well,
I mean,
We've
how big
got-
are the rooms first?
You can fit probably 2 people comfortably. There's 2 beds in there, so you can fit 2 people comfortably. Realistically, you could put everybody in there if you wanted to. So people would have to sleep on the floor. They're not massive, but at least they can comfortably fit all 4 of you if you wanted to.
Well, I have a
even
bedroom.
with as big as I am.
You might have to sleep standing up.
Yeah,
mean,
with,
I can-
with the roof partially open.
I can sleep on the floor. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not
Actually,
much
just
different than you.
let me sleep on the floor because I only like half sleep, not really sleep, because I am
Oh.
an elf.
Well,
damn it.
like
Are you an elf or a
Tyrion
half
said,
elf?
I am a high elf.
Oh. How much weed did you smoke to get high?
I didn't take any of your
A
spices,
whole lot.
man.
how wouldn't you like to know? That's a monastery secret, sir.
Right. There's
Fair
so
enough.
much that she doesn't have to smoke ever again.
And how do we want to do watch?
I can take first watch.
Well, I mean, if you're an elf, you don't sleep at all.
Yeah, I know, but I still rest.
Yeah.
I can sleep on the floor. I can take like I can sit up on first watch as well. If we all cram in the same room, then it'd be easier to
Think
keep
we
an
all-
eye on each other.
Gotcha.
Well, isn't it gonna cost the same? Because wasn't it 1 silver apiece?
No, it's 1 silver a room, I think.
1 silver per night. So yeah, it's per room.
Yeah, let's all just cram in the same room.
Okay.
Stay really warm. I'll take the floor though.
So we have 3 people on the floor.
Yeah, but-
Okay.
Anya doesn't really.
I'm sure there's a chair in there.
She doesn't really kind of. I've only seen it a few times. She doesn't really lay down to sleep. She just kind of sits there like she's meditating. Which,
Oh,
I mean, if there's a desk in here, I can just sit on that.
I mean, like I
If
can
you
sit
open up
down
the
and
drawer,
meditate with anybody, but
if you open up the drawer, just see if there's a gnome inside there.
No, there better not be.
Oh my god. All right, so who's taking what watches?
I am first.
You're first.
I'll well, do we want to do 3 or do we want to? Well, it's probably better to do 3.
Hmm. I can take last.
I guess I got middle.
All right. All right, so we'll have 2 on first watch.
Yeah, I'll set
Yeah.
up on watch with
Okay.
on first watch with Anya.
All right. So you're as everybody kind of goes to sleep, you have your first watch. It's sitting right around probably about 9 o'clock, right around now. So on, let's see, how long would each watch be?
Oh, roughly, I'd say
What?
probably 2
3 hours? 2.5.
Somewhere around there.
2.5-ish.
Okay. So let's say about 2.5 hours. So first watch, you don't really notice anything. There hasn't really been. You hear some bustling going on outside, because it's kind of a smaller place. You hear the noise happening down in the inn, in the bar area, or in the tavern area. But nothing that really throws you off.
Okay.
So then we get to second watch. So Tyrwin, you've noticed that the everything that's happening downstairs and other rooms and kind of all the activity that they were hearing before has really died down. So it's very like eerily quiet in the area. And then right about where you would think it'd be midnight, you start to hear like this screeching sound. But it's not just a little bit. You start to hear a lot of it. And mind you, you're sitting in the room, so you're able to start hearing it through the window, through the walls. Like you're without a window open, you're really starting to hear this sound. It sounds like an animal is traveling outside.
So there is a window?
There is a window. Yep.
Can I try to peep out of it?
Okay. So as you kind of, are you opening the window?
No, I just want to see if I can, like, is it a glass window or is it like wood or something?
It's a glass window. So in order to really hear the noise, you would have to open it up. But looking
I just want
outside,
to see.
yep. But so looking outside, you start to see. You can't really tell a whole lot because it's very dark. But you do start to notice that there is creatures flying in the sky. They seem like they're very dark. You don't notice anything like they're not. There doesn't seem to be a pattern to where they're going. They just look like kind of a natural creature that travels at night.
Big or small?
Small.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna keep an eye and ear out.
Okay.
And then try to finish my watch.
All right. So throughout the rest of your watch, you don't really notice anything else. You just continuously hear all this noise happening around you. And then once you get to Kimura's watch, it starts to kind of in between watch 2 and 3. It starts that activity starts to die down a little bit. And then you start to really pick up as the light is starting to show a little bit more. You notice that the activity downstairs is very slowly picking up. So it looks like you're starting to get regular people back into the building.
Okay. I'm gonna relay everything I saw to my good friend.
Yep.
Pretty weird, huh?
That is very odd.
Really loud for how small they are.
Well, did you get a look at it?
You're asleep, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you.
Well, it's not morning yet, right? Or
Are we?
You're getting into the morning time. The tavern seems to open very early, maybe like a 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so this is the changing of the watch.
Yep, this would be the changing of the watch. Yep.
So did you see? Were there a lot of them? A little bit of them? How big? How small?
they were smallish,
Hmm.
and I would say how many I saw, I guess. Whatever that number would be.
You just kind of sporadically saw them throughout the sky, but there were a lot more than what you would have expected.
There's a fuck ton of them.
That's one way to put it.
Lovely.
Yeah, you ever
Alright,
seen
then.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds? It's a theater play.
Not much like that comes into the woods, but I think I get your meaning.
There's oodles of them.
I see. Well, I will continue to keep a watch out.
All right. And Kimura, all you hear is the activity starting to pick up more and more as people start to travel in until the end of your watch.
Okay. Nothing odd
Nope.
outside.
Nothing odd. You don't hear any noises that seem very strange or anything outside.
Okay. Alrighty then.
So that would be the end of your watch.
Mhm.
So now you're talking about early-ish morning, 7:30 in the morning, somewhere right around there.
Okay.
Notice that this is what he considers early.
I never said I wake up that early. I don't know what you're talking about. It's still early though.
Has anybody got any more of those rolls?
Prestidigitation.
No, but I have these berries and roots that I've collected on our way down.
Okay.
I can find food. Edible food.
Yeah, at this point you're not smelling any kind of food or anything. This isn't the most hospitality driven inn that you guys have been at. Now you know that there is food downstairs, but given the night before, question is, do you want to chance it?
It's steak.
I'm just gonna have some berries.
Steak for breakfast.
Hey, steak and eggs for breakfast is amazing.
No, it's just steak.
Yeah, it's just steak.
Oh,
You don't
how
get
am I
eggs.
feeling, by the way? Do I feel all right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Tyrwin didn't keel over in the night, did he? Just,
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're feeling fine.
Yeah, those weird things you saw out the window were just a hallucination.
I will say it's a good thing that you cooked the steak.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we didn't wake up in the middle of the night with him screaming as a chest burster come just ripping through his rib cage, I think we're okay.
Oh God.
That's Act 2. I mean, oh crap! Wait, what? Don't worry about it. All right. So
All right.
where are we going?
Going to
Up
go
and at 'em.
look for kill something, whatever his name was. Sorry.
Kelthid?
God damn it.
Go to the supply shop.
Kelthid,
To
yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I eat some travel rations before I go anywhere.
Again, probably smart.
I ate some of your berries, by the way.
Okay.
I've eaten all the berries.
It's an Outlander trait. I can find food.
I'm gonna go pay for the room.
Yeah.
So it's 1 silver, and 6 copper per person for the food.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll just pay it all.
Aha, now you have to make him do math.
Well, I mean, realistically, that's what 4 people. So, well, 24 copper.
Well, if
1
it
silver.
helps, I opened up my calendar instead of calculator to figure that out.
You said 24.
Yeah, 24 copper, and then just the
That
1 silver for the room because you guys only got 1 room.
So that would be 3 silver, 1 or
Yeah.
3 silver, 4 copper.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All paid for.
perfect.
Thanks.
So as you guys walk downstairs and you kind of you walk down the stairs into the bar area, you kind of hear the activity and everything. You realize that people are there. You don't see any food. You just notice that people are just there drinking. So you kind of realize there's probably a good reason for that. So then you walk outside and you start to head towards the supplier store. When you get to the supplier, you notice that the door's locked up. There's nobody inside. There doesn't seem to be any activity at this place. As you walk up, you kind of notice inside through the window that there really isn't anything. There doesn't seem to be any activity for a while.
Stock looks pretty low.
Yeah.
Shelves. Well, I don't think we're going to find him here.
Can
Anybody
I
walking by?
you have people that walk by, but they're nobody that seems very interested in the store.
Gotta stop one of them.
Okay.
Sorry to bother you, but my friends and I were looking to possibly pick up some stuff from the supply store. Do you know what time they open?
Well, I mean, he looks up at the sky. Well, I would think that he'd be open by now. If he's
Still
not,
seems closed up.
it looks like it. He hasn't really had much stock lately.
Do you
But-
know where he would be otherwise?
Not really, no. He lives in that store. So I don't know I don't know why he'd go anywhere else. I mean, he'd either be at the inn or at the store. And he's usually pretty good about opening up.
Can I check on the door to see if we can open it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll something?
Could
You
just
can just
try the door.
Yeah, just go ahead and try the door.
Well, I don't know.
I was looking at notes. Yeah. You can just try the door. It doesn't seem to open up.
Do we want to go in here?
Or knock. If he's in, we can knock and possibly.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a normal approach. Let's not.
Do we break in or knock first? Well, fuck it. Let's break in.
For the knock and maybe check the inn and see if he's over there.
Mm-hmm.
So you knock on the door, and you don't seem to notice any activity or anything. Seems very, very quiet.
Knock louder?
Knock louder. Same thing.
All right.
You kind of get the idea that there's nobody home, and it probably hasn't been anybody home in, a day or two.
Do we want to go inside? Make sure he's not dead?
Let's check over
We
at
could-
the inn.
Yeah.
The guy I stopped said he's usually either in there or over at the inn.
Sounds viable.
All right. So you head back to the inn. You walk up to your wonderful friend.
Excuse me.
Yep.
You wouldn't have happened to have seen Kelthid at all recently, would you?
I haven't seen him in a couple days. He lives in the back of the shop, so...
Yeah, there was no answer when we went.
Huh.
I was wondering if maybe he stopped by, or... No?
No, I haven't seen him. Have you tried knocking on his door? For his house?
Yep, no answer.
Well,
Oh,
there's a house connected to the shop.
That's where he lives, yeah. He doesn't sleep on the floor. He's not some heathen.
I mean, he could be. But we don't know.
You're right. That's true. That's true. He could be. He's not, but he could be.
gotcha.
No, I would say try the door to his house.
Thank
Makes
you.
sense.
And I suppose we go back to knock on the actual house door. Passerby says he lives in the shop.
The assumption he lives on the floor in the shop.
Hey man, I thought it was like a 2-story deal.
He
Yeah,
could've
yeah.
been living out of the back room for all we know.
So you, as you walk up to the house, you kind of, now it's still one building, but it looks like he's running the shop from the very front of his house. So it you can kind of tell that it was an add-on, or it's two separate little areas. As you walk up to this house, you notice there hasn't been any activity, which seems like the last couple days. But the handle and the door handle, the handle for the stairs, the door handle, all of it seems very old and worn, like it's used regularly. So you kind of get the idea that because you're not noticing anything, because you're not noticing that he's if he hasn't been home the last couple days, then very likely it's odd.
I knock on the door?
No answer.
I try the handle.
Locked.
Do we want to go in here or no?
Do
Doesn't
we
seem
wanna
like he's here.
Do we want to commit B&E?
I mean, we're doing a service here. We're checking on him and making sure he's okay.
Well, I don't know. I think we ought to ask around.
I mean, we have some other information about that lumber mill that Bilther has withheld from us, it seems.
Let me get either a survival or investigation check.
Okay.
In general, or
Like
Yeah, in
everyone?
general. Yep, anybody.
You said
Anybody or
survival?
everyone?
Either anybody. Survival or investigation.
Not good. 11 survival.
I did one better, 12.
Woo!
So you notice that there are tracks. Not necessarily footsteps, but tracks that are leading away from that back door. Heading right in towards into the forest. And then they seem to kind of disappear as they go into the forest.
How fresh do they seem?
Not brand new, but probably within the last 2 days.
Seems like all things point this way.
Right.
That does track with people not seeing them for a couple of days.
Well, do we want to go back and talk to Bilther, or do we just want to follow the tracks?
I mean, what are we gonna do if we talk to Belethor? Just accuse him of murdering his wife?
Or ask him why no one's reported the howling noises? Or why he didn't see fit to tell us? I don't know. Maybe at this point we just
We could
follow the
ask if
tracks.
he's heard any howling noises and see what his
I
reaction
thought he
is.
said he did.
I mean, I don't recall him saying anything about howling noises. He heard like noises in the sky at night, like a couple other people had said, but that's all he really mentioned.
Oh, the howling noises
Oh.
at the mill. I see.
He didn't say anything about noises or anything in the night. He just said generally people go missing at night. Some seem off and some seem normal. But that was pretty much all he told us. Aside from one of those people being his wife and not really being tearful about it.
I mean, it's also been a couple weeks.
Okay. So we know for your future wife.
Yeah, if she's missing for a couple weeks, he's probably already got the new model
Yeah, he's got the upgraded model.
in his sights. Like, oh, okay.
Amazon Prime ship in 2 days.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thanks, I was drinking
Oh
at that.
God.
Oh, I almost choked on it.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Well, I mean, I'm of the mind to just follow the tracks.
I'm in the same boat. I think, honestly, we've asked what we can.
We can
You know?
see if we can find him again. They kind of disappear into the woods.
Do we get like a general direction of which way they're headed?
They're heading to the north.
Okay. Wait, so they're headed out of the woods?
Into. There's another, like, the whole area is surrounded by woods.
Okay.
So what you're seeing on that map isn't the entire thing, but you're heading into the woods.
Gotcha.
And is that the
Well-
direction that everyone's pointed so far?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Well, tally-ho, huh?
Tally ho.
Onward we go.
All right. So you start leaving this town of very odd happenings, somewhat early in the morning. And as you're traveling down or you're heading through this this forest, you come to a little pathway. Doesn't seem like it's much happening. Like it hasn't really been traveled a lot. But it looks like it's kind of just been man-made over time. So you start to follow this pathway, and you eventually start hearing noises. It doesn't sound like any kind of animal. As you get closer to the sound, you start to see two men.
Can we try to be sneakier?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the cautious
Well-
approach.
I have this thing that I can do where I'm not going to be able to see or hear for a while myself, but I can see through Kiva here, and I can send her forward. I mean, she looks enough like a wild animal that maybe she can kind of get a beat on these two while we stay back.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
All right, then I am going to lean against a tree and look through Kiva's eyes, send her forward towards these dudes.
Okay. So as she makes her way towards these guys, you guys are a pretty good distance back. You can see them, but clearly they can't see you. As she starts to get a little bit closer, you notice that they are acting a lot like what Carlos was looking like, where they're just kind of walking, like it's a blankness in their eyes, and they're just walking. They're walking down the pathway side by side and just walking.
And I will quietly, or what I think is quietly because I can't hear myself, but relay that to my group and continue to follow through Kiva.
I wonder if one
Are
of
they
them's Carlo.
Does either one of them look like Carlo?
No.
But I can't hear him, so I can't answer. All right. They're not
Metagaming
talking.
pigeons.
They're just.
Yep. They seem their overall description, they seem not necessarily like Carlo did. He looked like he was more of a worker. These men look like they're very poor. Like they've been through a lot. Very, very ratted clothes. Look like they've been physically beaten in the past.
And again, they're side by side, silent, walking.
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha.
You don't see, hear, no noises, nothing. Except for them actually walking.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to have Kiva come back and back in myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, really weird. They're just walking side by side, no motion, no facial expression, nothing, talking, nothing. They look like they've been beaten, maybe in the past, maybe not recently, but not well. It's odd.
Huh. Very odd.
Do we still want to try to proceed quietly, or do we just want to
Maybe follow them?
Follow
from
them.
a distance?
Do they seem
Follow-
to be making good speed, or?
They're walking at just a normal pace. They're not really walking too fast, too slow. Just normal pace.
Walking
Yeah.
casually.
Yep, walking casually, but
So I would
very,
say-
but still very like rigid, kind of. At a normal pace, like they're on a mission, but not walking like they're on a mission.
Okay.
I say we follow them at a distance. There seem to have no reaction like Carlos did. So I wouldn't be overly concerned if we accidentally made noise, but
How far away are they?
They're probably about 25 feet at this point.
Um,
Remember, you guys are kind of off to the side. They're walking down the pathway. You guys are just off to the side.
Be right back.
I mean,
yeah, let's just follow them.
yeah. I
Try
can't
to be
think of
quiet if we
anything
can.
Okay. So you quietly walk behind them. They're staying at their same pace. They don't seem to be speeding up at all. They're just kind of in a daze. Single mind, single path, just heading towards something. And as you follow behind them, they lead you right to the back part of the lumber mill. So you kind of enter into the clearing of the lumber mill. And they walk up to a point, and they just stop in the middle of this clearing, and they spend about 15 minutes or so just staring.
At a certain thing, or?
Nope, just into the sky. They kind of sway back and forth. And they nothing happens during this time. Nothing comes out. No additional activity. They just spend about 15 minutes just staring into space.
Back, sorry.
You're good.
Huh.
And then they stop, completely stop moving, turn around, and start retreating back through that pathway that they came from.
Did they notice us?
They do not.
How obvious are we to them? Or should we be to them?
You guys, you guys are staying pretty hidden right now.
Okay.
really strange.
Who wants to try to go see what they were looking at? I'll do it, I guess.
I mean, yeah, there's a still the path there. I mean,
Yeah,
we could
we
go
can-
take a look.
Well, they were staring like straight up at the sky. Is there anything up in the air?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
Suppose we should keep following them?
I mean,
Maybe.
they're heading back, right?
Yep,
Right.
they spent about 15 minutes, turned around, and started walking back toward that pathway. So now they're making their way back to where they came from.
They just kind of stopped and stared out into space for like 15 minutes.
Yep.
Well,
I'm down with checking out what they were trying to check out what they were staring at.
Tyr just did, and there was nothing. Do we follow them some more? Maybe we find the rest of the missing folks?
Yeah, I guess.
This is getting weirder and weirder.
Now the path, does it like stop or is it like keep on going?
Well, so you've only seen the path from where you originally saw them back into the lumber yard, the lumber mill, which is where they stopped. And now they've turned around and they walked back through that path. So the furthest that you've seen so far is from that lumber mill back to where you saw them. But you don't notice any kind of other pathways outside of going back into town.
I mean, I'm definitely interested in what is possibly here, because it's seeming more and more like it's centered around this mill. But I also want to see where they're going. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we know where this path is. We can make our way back to it if we would rather go follow them around some more.
I mean, I'm down with that.
Are you down with the
Is
sickness?
it bright in these woods or is it like
Yeah.
dark?
Well, where you're standing right now, like kind of where you're looking out, it's pretty bright. But you're also right on the edge of an open field. The forest itself is kind of dimly lit.
Okay.
But it's enough for you guys to be able to see perfectly fine. It's kind of like what you would think to be a typical forest.
Okay. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna drop another Python. But this time I'm gonna cast some weird artificer stuff I can do and make it emit a light. 5-foot radius light. So in case we come back in the dark, we can find it. I know it's morning, but might as well. It costs me nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do that and I drop that on the ground.
Throw it on the ground!
It's either that or hammer it into a tree, and I don't feel like doing that to a tree.
It's too early for that, right?
Yeah.
Then the actual like crazy hermit that lives out in the woods goes, "What's this shiny right here?"
he grabs that thing, uses it as a torch moving forward.
Or adds it to his collection of the shinies.
All right.
To
Good.
the
Good
light,
point.
It gets farther away.
Good point. I'm gonna undo the python and then put it on a tree. I'm just
Okay.
gonna turn the whole tree glowing.
Into one giant python. And that, folks, is how forest fires start.
I mean, it's just a magical light. It's not like it's not like anything Smokey the Bear has to get involved with.
Not yet.
So there's one tree that's glowing like crazy.
Okay. back to following them then.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So as these men make their way down the pathway, you guys still stealthily kind of stay behind them, not too far, trying to make as little noise as possible. You can walk, you kind of realize that you can walk on the pathway if you want to, as long as you stay far enough back, because clearly they're not paying attention.
They're that oblivious?
They're that oblivious, yep. But you obviously you don't want to get too close to them.
I mean, if we want to get closer, I can always look through Kiva.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You might as well just put it on. Is Kiva a boy or a girl, by the way?
Female.
You might as well put her on their shoulder and see how they react. I think they're that clueless.
I could maybe send her to walk in front of them to see if it.
That's a good idea.
I will send Kiva to walk directly in front of them, like cross their path, ready to recall her should they look like they want to attack.
Okay. So as she makes her way in front of them, they still seem completely oblivious. They notice something in front of them, or there is something in front of them, but they kind of keep their eyes on the prize type of mentality.
So just still not looking around, just continue to look and walk forward.
Yep. So as they're walking, now you guys are staying all the way back, right? Because I'm asking because you guys have to stop in order to look through her eyes. Is that correct?
Well, I'm not looking through her eyes at the. As long as I'm holding on to someone's
Okay.
guiding me, I can continue to move.
Got it. Okay.
But right now, I'm not looking through her eyes.
Got it. Okay. So, yeah. So they don't notice her at all.
Okay.
Now, as you follow her, so you guys are still following at a pretty decent distance from behind. You notice that they kind of make a little. They change direction just a little bit, and they kind of go out of sight for a second until you get a few more feet up, and you notice a hut. Just it seems like just a random hut in the middle of the forest. But tied up to this hut is a large cow. As these people that you're following, as they get a little bit closer, they kind of stop. And they very slowly start to kind of move sideways. And they're watching this cow as they're moving sideways, and they're just staring at it. And all of a sudden, you hear a voice coming from where they are, but a little bit further beyond where they are. And as soon as you hear that voice, you see these people just scurry. As if whatever path they had, they all of a sudden realize, crap, we need to get out of here. And they run into the forest.
Does the voice sound familiar?
No.
Okay.
Are there any words that we can make out, or is it just a noise?
You can tell it's a voice, but it's not a voice. You can't hear what is actually being said.
Okay.
Let me get an investigation check
All right.
from anybody.
I'll do it.
I'll assist.
23. With the assist, it is a 23.
So you notice from looking around as you kind of get a little bit closer to where they kind of scattered. You notice that there seems to be some kind of magical presence. And as soon as this voice made a sound, these these people, they dissipated because they all of a sudden realized that something was looking through their eyes. Like they were being used as something.
So like I look through Kiva's eye.
Correct.
Odd. I don't know of any spells that would do that myself. Because Find Familiar is a different sort of...
Yeah, that
really
doesn't sound
odd.
familiar to me, right?
Sounds... Would I know if that sounds like a possession? That would be an Arcana check, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Which one is not going to fuck me over? This one. No, it fucked me over.
Oh,
That's a 5.
looks clear.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't notice anything, but you kind of get that idea that it was some kind of, they were under some kind of a spell or something. There was something there. And by this point, they've already kind of dissipated. They've already left. You don't hear any other noises or anything. You don't hear or see that voice in, on the other side of that area. And that's where we're going to leave it for the night.
Interesting. Okay.
Really interesting.